Hey, Social by 7 community. It's been a while since we've done a live stream with you, and I'm really excited to connect again today. So in the comments below, I'd love to know who's here. Go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you have any questions for us, especially about messaging during this crazy time, about how you can pivot your message during a crisis like this, how you should continue to show up for your followers, we are hosting a Ask Me Anything with our founder of Meet Edgar, Laura Roeder, tomorrow on Instagram. So if you go to Instagram and you go to @MeetEdgar, you can go ahead and submit your questions ahead of time, and it's at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. Today, we are going to go over some tips and tricks for this essentially crazy time that we're in, and why and how you should continue to market your business. So join in here today and learn some tips, but take it a little further in that Ask Me Anything tomorrow. So I'm going to share my screen with you here real quick, and we'll go over some slides. Let me know the questions. And again, in the emails that we're sending out and in all of our social media status updates, we are aiming to provide as much value as possible to you, our community. So if you do have more questions, or if you have ideas on what you'd like to hear from us, let me know. So let's dive into the presentation now. And like I said, head on over to Instagram tomorrow at 12:30 to catch the Ask Me Anything with Laura. So the reason that we really want to make sure you're continuing to message to your community during this time is because truly businesses can change people's lives. They can really help change someone's world for the better and solve a pain point, but only if your message gets out there. So hiding right now is not doing your followers any good. And the fact that you have a business, perhaps you're employing people and they're actually relying on you, or your product or service getting to someone could improve their lives, is the mindset you need to have right now. You don't need to be hiding. You just need to be altering your message a little bit. You want to make sure that you're focusing on solutions. Focus on the solutions you can provide right now. People are being inundated with problems in their lives. So even if your solution that you're providing someone in a social media status update is not directly related to their pain point from your product or service, but you've learned a tip during this social distancing that you think could help your community out, share that. People want to know your unique experience. They're following you because they trust you and because they like the messaging that you provide. So get your behind the scenes content out there and focus on solutions, even if it's not a solution with your product or service. What kind of content can you create to solve the problems that are going on in someone's life right now? For example, Meet Edgar is a remote team. We are dispersed, and a lot of people are encountering remote work for the first time right now. So the content we're creating is around tips and tricks for navigating this space. That is something that can add value right now. So what is it in your business that can add value? Perhaps you're not someone who can talk about the business side of things, and that doesn't fit your branding, but perhaps your service is something that is like a craft or a scrapbooking company. What can you do right now to motivate people to take action on their goals to creating that craft, or to motivate someone to do something that perhaps they've been putting off? What in your life can you bring into your messaging now that solves someone's problem? Honestly, if you make a list of 10 things, you can use those 10 things in your status updates, load them into your category for tips, and start sending them out so your message resonates with what's going on in someone's life right now. People are eager to heal and help small businesses right now. So get in the mindset of being able to receive that help and offering from people still buying your product or service. You do not need to feel bad about selling right now. The economy, yes, is going bad, but not everyone is being affected by it in the same ways. So people still have the money to purchase from you, and people want to help. They want to help small businesses succeed. So get your message out there and let people know who you are for, why you created the thing that you have brought into this world, and continue to communicate and have that conversation with the right people. You have to talk about what's going on right now. It is something that we don't want to come across as tone deaf, but everyone's community wants something different from them. So if you're going out there for one size fits all advice, your community is going to want something different than our community might. Our community wants us to talk right now about what's going on and how you should message on social media. We are social media experts. We are small business experts, and you're asking that from us. We hear you in our emails. We see you on social media asking these questions. So that's going to go ahead and let us pivot our messaging that we perhaps had planned for this time into something that's more helpful for you right now. But maybe your community doesn't want that. Maybe they want a sense of normalcy that you can provide them. So ask them what they want from you. Don't be afraid to put that social in social media, and ask them if they want you to pivot their message or if they want you to continue as normal. That is not a bad thing that you can do to let your followers know, hey, I know something's going on in the world right now. How best can I serve you? Because that leadership comes from that servant mindset of needing to show up in the way your followers want to. So ask your community what they want. Don't take a one-size-fits-all approach, because everyone's a little different, but don't fall tone deaf on what's going on right now, because your followers want to know and want to resonate with what's going on in your life right now. Get creative. If you're losing business right now, make sure that you're thinking about ways you can get your name out there besides just social media. Email your network, your lists of your personal connections, and ask them if they know anyone who needs your service. You can do this in a really nice way of sending along a calendar invite for people to book a call with you, a discovery call, to see if you're right from them. If you have untapped networks of people, remember, people are willing to help right now in any way that they can. And you don't want to rob someone the opportunity of being able to help. You yourself know you like to help people in life, but so often we're really bad at receiving that help ourselves. So flip that around and remind yourself, people want to help. And if you're not asking for it and receiving it, you're robbing them of that great opportunity in order to contribute to the world at a time that we're all a little confused how to do that. We're really looking for leaders, and your community looks to you as a leader on social media. Anyone who can help us give a sense of what's going on right now, or give us permission to live our lives in the way that we want or to achieve our goals, is going to get that attention on social media right now. So give your followers permission to continue to seek their passions. You know more about your followers than you think you do. So sit down and write out what their goals and passions are, who that ideal audience you're speaking to is, and give them permission to continue to fight for these goals and passions. That's what people want to hear right now. They want you to be a leader of that community. So ask people questions, give them that motivation, and you'll really see some good gains on your social media engagement, because so many people are consuming content right now. And truly, leaders and role models become who they are and become respected because they share their unique experiences. So what micro stories are happening in your life right now that you can use to stand out more, right? It doesn't have to be your main origin story of your business that you share. It doesn't have to be that hero's journey that perhaps is woven into all of your social media storytelling these days. It can be these little stories of what's going on in your life, these micro moments that actually you're sharing with your followers in a real authentic way that can teach them something. So be a role model and a leader by sharing your unique experiences and helping someone see the value of what you can teach them. Be that mentor on social media right now, and make sure, again, that you are showing up with stuff you believe in. Now, we don't want you just to be creating content just to be inspirational if that doesn't fit your brand, or if you're not believing in that message, because again, a role model and a leader believes strongly in that message. So get your core values down of what your company stands for and start sharing them more on social media. Continue to be consistent on social media right now. Consistency builds trust more than anything with your audience. If you continue to show up for them, they'll continue to show up for you. So during this time, perhaps alter your schedule to show up less and maybe perhaps some of the categories that just aren't resonating with the time, but continue to show up because people want to hear from you. If you go dark right now, it's going to be really hard to build that trust again afterwards with your followers. So keep consistent and keep your feeds fed during this time. If you need to pivot your message, remember you have different types of, you have 3 different elements in most social media status updates you're putting out there. You have the message, you have your offer, and you have a price. So out of those 3 things, you can start to alter and pivot. Do you need to pivot your message so again, it doesn't fall tone deaf to what's going on right now? Do you need to pivot your offer to offer a slight discount because people are going to maybe be struggling a little bit financially, and this is what you can do to help? So see how you can alter one of these things in your messages, but don't alter your entire strategy here. Again, we can alter the strategy that we're taking and still have that main goal of what we're working towards. So look at your status updates in this way, that you're breaking it down into the message, the offer, and the price, and see which one of those is perhaps going to be the strongest thing that you can alter in order to provide value to your followers right now. And remember, emotions lead to results for people. So if you're trying to compel people to take action, take a step on one of your tips, or purchase or join your email list, remember to find that really great marriage between logical copy or an emotional photo, or an emotional copy and a logical photo, so that, again, you're appealing to people's heads in a way that you're saying, hey, there's a human behind this screen. I am here to connect with you and help people see themselves in your content with that emotional bit, and then explain to them why your product or service, or why the tip you're providing them to take action on, is really important. Use this time to build up your body of work. A lot of us might be experiencing some shifts in our work days now, and it can be so easy to get down and not feel motivated to continue going. But if you're using this time to actually build up your content, actually create more blog posts for a few months down the road, create videos, start a podcast, it can be a great way to make sure that you have this calendar of your social media status updates and themes built out for the rest of the year, allowing you to take the time to actually work on different areas of your business that perhaps you couldn't have. People are looking for things to consume right now. There's a huge boom in podcasts, videos, online content. So how can you repurpose what you already have to reach a bigger audience on different networks? If you're someone whose main content pillar is a blog, perhaps consider jumping on and reading those blog posts over a podcast so that people can listen to them, or start a YouTube channel for the first time. It doesn't, again, have to be creating brand new content. You can repurpose perhaps an Instagram live that you do every single morning and put it onto YouTube. Instagram's not a hugely searcher-friendly platform. We can't type it in and get those keyword searches, but YouTube is. So YouTube, you can type in those how-to and get that SEO and keyword search for your main words in your industry. That's going to open up your network to more people, whereas just leaving that video on Instagram wouldn't allow that searchability to happen. So you can see how something you're perhaps already doing can be repurposed on these other networks to help grow your audience and to get a bigger reach. Use images for upcycling your content too. When you're categorizing your status updates and you're getting more mileage out of that one piece of content, you can do things like get pull quotes from a blog post and put them on a background graphic in something like Canva. You can really use these beautiful images in order to marry them with that language. And again, get 5 status updates from a video you produced that are text-based, or get 5 status updates that have a lot of rich media like photos and videos from a written blog post. Get creative with it and continue to upcycle your content. Really make sure that you're taking the time to tell these stories and to motivate people. Motivate people with results. So jump on in there and think about the results that you're getting for your current clients. Perhaps your current clients have some time on their hands right now that they'll actually go on in and want to provide testimonials for you. Jump on a Zoom call and record a testimonial with one of your clients who has done so well, or a power user of your software, or someone who loves your product really passionately, and actually share these results. People want to be motivated, inspired, and see people on social media right now reaching their goals. So if you have someone who's used your product or service and has achieved some awesome goals with it, share that with your community. What does your community need? Let's boil it down. They need you to communicate, they need you to continue to create, and they need you to connect with them right now. So use those 3 C's as a really strong motivator. Remember, contribution is a human need. If you are someone who reads a lot of self-development or who watches a lot of like Tony Robbins, he talks about this a lot, this idea of contribution being a core human need. So right now, a lot of us might be feeling that sense of disconnect when we are socially distancing. But if you can contribute to your community and you can consistently do this, it's going to give you that sense and that drive, and it's going to give your followers that sense and that drive that is so core to being a human. So contribute to your community and ask your followers to contribute by asking them questions, giving that call to action in your status update that prompts someone to share your content or to comment on it and to have those conversations. We want that certainty that you're going to continue to show up for your community. So contribution and certainty through consistency are really important right now, not only for your own sanity, but for your followers too. You really need to maximize your content to explode your accounts and be really smart about the platforms you're choosing. Again, consistently show up for that main platform you know your followers hang out on the most. If you have a dedicated audience on Instagram, continue to create the content in that way. But exploding your accounts relies on you going out and finding a bigger network by using things again like YouTube, like Facebook groups, perhaps if you haven't started one of those yet, in order to repurpose your content there and reach more people. The more you push yourself to show up in bigger ways, the more that you're going to be able to change people's lives and really be a brand that stands out for handling their communication during this crisis in a really strong way. I'm really excited that you guys joined us today. Let us know again your questions in the comments below here. And if you want to go further on this idea of how to communicate during a time of crisis, please show up on our Instagram tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Laura will be answering all of your questions. You can submit them now if you go to our Instagram story, but she'll be answering all of your Q&A questions live on Instagram tomorrow at 12:30. Thanks so much, Social by 7 community. Let us know. Email support@meetedgar.com if we can help you any further.